Hey guys, today I want to go over your reproduction project. This is the first big project that we will have in 8th grade science, and it's going to count as 2 classwork grades. So that's, remember that classwork grades are worth 35% of your final average, and it's going to count for 2 of those assignments. So it is a weighted assignment. So what you're going to do for this project is you're going to choose 2 organisms and compare their reproductive processes. So one organism you're going to choose reproduces asexually and the other one will reproduce sexually. And so it says the rubric or letter must be turned in with the project or points will be deducted. That does not apply to online VIP students. You're encouraged to use your notes and textbook on this project. Some outside research may be helpful, but it's not mandatory, so you can use things from your textbook and from your notes to finish this up, but if you would like to use the internet for research, you may do so. So if we're going to break this down into days, the first day, which is today, you're going to pick one organism that reproduces asexually and one organism that reproduces sexually. You're going to fill out the information on your planning sheet regarding these 2 organisms. If you're a VIP student, that document is attached to this assignment page. Tomorrow what you're going to do is you're going to take the information from your planning sheet and you're going to transfer it from your planning sheet to your final copy, and that's the one that you're going to decorate and turn in. If you are a VIP student, you're just going to make sure that everything is there and present and orderly, and you'll be good to go. Now this is something that we also need to take into account. Once again, VIP students, you do not have to worry about this section, but I do want you to understand that if you do not turn in a project, it could result in failure of the 9 weeks depending on your current average. You have to make sure that this project is turned in by the due date. Points will be deducted for late work. So if we look at our planning sheet, which is what you're starting on first, it's going to look something like this. And so on one side you're focusing on sexual reproduction. On the other side, you're focusing on asexual reproduction. So you have to define the type of reproduction. You have to tell me how many parents contribute genetic information, how many chromosomes come from each parent, and how many chromosomes the offspring will have. How is it linked to mitosis or meiosis? What are the advantages and disadvantages of that type of reproduction? And then we're going to focus in on an organism who reproduces sexually. So you have to list 3 organisms who reproduce sexually. Circle the one that you're most interested in and tell me the kingdom and phylum for that organism, and then list 3 important facts for that organism. The only stipulation here is that we cannot use humans. Over here, you're going to do the exact same thing for asexual reproduction. On day 2, what you're going to do is you're going to transfer that information to your final copy. Once again, VIP students, you will have a digital format for this. In-class students, you're going to write down all that information in the appropriate spots. So keep in mind the side panels are for the organisms, the inside is for the reproductive process. So outside is focusing on the organism, inside is focusing on the reproductive process. If we want to take a look at the rubric for this, you will get 3 points for having information from each required category for sexual reproduction present and accurate. You get 2 points for having a picture of a sexually reproducing organism. That is not the process, just the organism. You get 3 points for having the reproductive process information for sexual reproduction. And you get the same amount of points for the same categories in asexual. You also get points for having your heading and your overall appearance and having your rubric or letter turned in. Now obviously VIP students, y'all aren't going to turn in your rubric or letter, so this category right here will switch to it being turned in on time. So if you don't turn it in on time, you obviously lose points there. If you do turn it in on time, you get your points. And there's a couple other changes on the rubric for VIP students as well. Once you have finished this up on day 2, traditional students, you're going to submit this hard copy, and you'll do that on Friday. Thursday. And VIP students, you will submit a picture, you're going to edit the document like this and you're going to submit the document. You're not submitting a picture, you're submitting the document. So you're editing, you're downloading the document, you're enabling editing, you're editing it, you're saving it, and then you're uploading that submission. So please make sure that you are using the appropriate document and that you have all this information filled in. If you have any questions, please let me know.